Okay. So this is what we were talking about this earlier, just the other room about searching for chametz. So here, Shlomo is going to try to talk a little bit about what's the meaning of it, besides for just the simple meaning of making sure there's no chametz in your house. So the Masechet Pesachim, as you probably remember, Michal, starts with the word or la'arba asar. Or la'arba asar means or means light, la'arba asar for the 14th. So the word or la'arba asar is an interesting way of saying the night of the 14th. It's a backwards way of saying it. It's like a euphemism. You don't want to say darkness, you say the light of the 14th. Okay, so now he's going to talk about that a little bit. בליל הסדר אנחנו מודים לקדוש ברוך הוא שהוציא אותנו מעבדות לחירות ומאפלה לאור גדול. In the night of the Seder, we thank Hashem for taking us out from slavery to freedom and from darkness to a great light. Mamash or gadol, truly a great light. The Pesach or gadol, Yered min hashamayim, or chadash shel chirut. Okay, that's really the big theme of Pesach, is that there's a light. It's something we're becoming enlightened. Then the people going out of Egypt received a light, something changed, something was, they understood something new. That happens to us also every year. How can a human being understand this endless godly light? The truth is that we're not really able to perceive this. It's a gift from heaven. It's a holy gift that's not dependent on anything. It's a light that comes and lights up below. All we need to do is make small vessels in order to accept it inside of us. Okay, so again like this. He's saying it's a time of light. It's a time of light that's coming to us not because of what we did, just because it's a time where Hashem's giving light. So what can we do? What's our job in such a situation with so much light coming down? So he says, what we need to do is make a kli katan, a small vessel. Do something. Do something in your life that makes yourself ready to receive. Okay? That's enough. What's that something? To clean the house a little bit. The cleaning of the house in itself is a vessel to receive this new light.
One would think that last sentence should read Liknos Kasad et Atzmeinu. But how does bringing down the light from heaven, how is that made possible by cleaning the house?
No, so what I feel you're asking is that our house is something very physical. It's just your house. That's it. So what's that connected to light? Which I hear you saying. The thing is that our house is part of our personality. You can walk in someone's house and you can see what their personality are. It's in a certain way, it's an extension of ourselves. A person who's homeless is less of a person. Just have a place. So in that way, our house is a part of ourselves in a certain way, right? I own my house. If I say I own my house, I mean myself is extended throughout this whole house. So the way I treat my house is really a way I'm treating myself. And again, it's symbolic. It's all it is a piece of bread. What is this? But there's something symbolic about that. You can't clean. No chametz, which also affects our soul also.
So there's a religious aspect. As we learned, there is a bedikas from this thing. Are we talking about that? Or
Yeah.
talking about actually
Cleaning the house is just an extension of Bdikat Chametz. It's a more thorough way of searching for chametz. That's really what you're doing. Instead of saving everything for the night before Pesach, you say, okay, we'll start cleaning ahead of time. We'll sweep. We'll move stuff. We'll open up cabinets and drawers. But it's all part of the same thing. It's all part of this mitzvah of getting rid of chametz.
This year, I'm hiring somebody to do a thorough Pesach cleaning.
Okay.
That means I'm not making this light from heaven because.
No, he's doing it for you.
I'm paying somebody to do it.
He's doing it for you. Okay. בפסח צריך שיהיה לי בית ואני צריך לבער ממנו את החמץ. In Pesach I need to have a home that I need to get rid of chametz from. ברמה רוחנית זה אומר, on a spiritual level this means, צריך שיהיה לי מקום בעולם, המקום הזה צריך להיות נקי. So if you translate that into spiritual terms, it means two things. First of all, I need to have a place. That place needs to be clean. ההתחלה של חג הפסח הוא בערב פסח. The beginning of the holiday of Pesach is already from before Pesach. מסכת פסחים מתחילה במילים אור ל14 בודקים את החמץ. The מסכת פסחים starts with these words, the light, the 14th you search for החמץ. ברמה של פשט אור ל14 פירושו ב-14 בניסן שהוא ערב פסח. The literal meaning means the night before Pesach. אבל כולם אומרים, everybody says, לא במקרה פתחה המשנה באור. It's not accidentally that the Mishnah started with the word or. האור הזה, this light, רומז לאורו של הקדוש ברוך הוא. It's a hint for God's light. ואור ל14 זה אומר, הכלי לאור הזה נעשה ב14, כשאנחנו מעברים את החמץ. Again, like I said before, the kli, the container for this light that's coming down has to do with our actions of cleaning for chametz, getting rid of chametz. The night before Pesach, Hashem noten lechol Yehudi b'chol makom ba'olam makom naki. Hashem gives everybody in the whole world a clean place, in order to accept the great light that comes down to us the night of the Seder. Okay, so that's step number one. Now it continues and says like this. V'achshav tashu likro b'Beit Yaakov. So Beit Yaakov is the Ishbitzer. So it's a Rebbe who Shlomo quotes from a lot, and he's saying the following Torah about what we're talking about. So here he's quoting, Ma shezu hamasechet matchilet b'milah or. This the Masechet Pesachim begins with the word or. Hu ki b'zeh chag, because in this holiday me'ir Hashem yitbarach leinei Adam. Hashem enlightens a person's eyes. Sheyakir mikomo v'shosho. He should be aware of his place, v'shosho, and of his root. V'yireh meforash, and he should see explicitly shoresh chesrono. He should see the root of his chisaron. What's a chisaron?
Something that's lacking.
Exactly. The root of your lack. So you're saying a short sentence over here, which has a lot of ideas in it. What the Beit Yaakov is explaining what's the content of this light? What switches are turning on in my head? What is that? What is it I know now? So he said it has to do with knowing about myself. Who am I? What's my place? What's my root? What's my problem? What's the root of my problem? Okay, the Beit Yaakov is saying that's a big deal. To recognize what my problem is. What my main problem is. That's very big. People can make giant life changes once they know that. Oh, that's my Yetzer Hara. That's where I keep on falling. אתם שומעים, he says, קודם HaKadosh Baruch Hu me'ir l'kol adam sheyakir mekomo. First of all, Hashem gives light to everybody to know his place. Klomar shenoten bayit makom ba'olam. So stage one is of the light. Gives me a feeling to have a place in the world. Hashem gives me a feeling that you have a place in the world. Like just like this whole thing about cleaning my house. Cleaning my house has to do with that. By cleaning my house, I'm preparing for a revelation about Hashem's telling me you have a house. Either literally or figuratively, you're here. V'gam ken shorsho, my root. Klomar means to say, Asher shali b'shamayim, my root in heaven. Lo rak hamakom shali achshav, not just my place right now, ela hamakom sheyacholti liot bo lefi hagova asher shali l'mala. Meaning to say, everybody knows what they're doing right now in their life. But what does it mean? What your shorish means has to do with what you could be. It's like what's your potential based on your shorish lamala. Okay, so the word shorish is really a Kabbalistic term. It means root. It's the idea that souls have roots. It's main roots and there's little roots that break off from it. Like so, there's groups of souls and certain groups of people come together because they have a similar root to the soul, and really a person's tafkid in this world, a person's job in this world has to do with his shorish. That was a big thing. Hasidim we're talking about this a lot. It was saying, what's my shorish neshama? What's the root of my soul? If only I knew what the root of my soul is, I would know what my job here in the world is. Rak mitoch kach, and only as a result of this, אני יכול גם כן לראות מפורש שורש חסרוני. Only as a result of this can I see explicitly the root of my problem. He explains, כשהשם מאיר לי, when God lights up for me, ופתאום ברור לי, it's clear to me, על היכן אני נוגע למעלה, meaning all of a sudden I understand that, wow, roots. I have a spiritual root, meaning my life is important, my choices are important, my spiritual root is important. Once a person realizes that, then אז אני יכול להרגיש גם את שורש חסרוני. Then I can also feel what the root of my problem is. It's meaning only after I feel, yes, I have a mission in the world, I'm here for something, and then I'll understand what's blocking me. You first have to have a sense of a mission, not a mission that someone else told you need to do this. A mission that you feel like this is really what my soul. Once you get that, then you can say, okay, so what's stopping me? And everything is like that. Everyone always says, oh, I have lots of problems, but it could be they're not even aware what the problem is because they don't even know where they're going. So that's even before a problem. It's just
But how will you figure out what is your shorish? After this is the main topic. This is the main question. So.
Yeah. There's a lot been said about this, but partly has to do with like we have intuition. We have like something inside which tells me I need to do this. It's like a voice. It's like one of the big rabbis said the soul is always talking, but it's not so easy. Sometimes it speaks very softly. It says something and you're supposed to get it and it goes. Meaning it's not like a friend that talks to you. It's something very, very delicate that talks, and you have to listen. You have to have your ears open. Also, a person's shortage has to do with their life experience. I mean, what has their life taught them? What have they learned? if I've learned something, maybe that's related to what my job is. But taking it even further, it really has to do with this last thing of the root of my problem. People's shortage, people's jobs often is very much related to their problem. They have something to fix. If a person's very scattered and a mess, so maybe his root is to concentrate. Or someone's very uptight. Maybe their shortage is to find a way to laugh, find a way to be lighter. But who knows? These are all the most mysterious things with which people go through their lives and keep on trying things out. But I think every once in a while you can see a person who he's on fire, he's doing something, and it feels that people he found his mission. Sometimes you see that. Sometimes you see people just schlepping through life. See.
The question is just an illusion.
That's also a good point. Meaning sometimes maybe asking the question too much is also a problem. The person can be extreme in that too. Meaning, being in this world, a certain responsibility to support himself. Responsibility to his family, to his wife and children, and responsibility to be a functioning human being. That's also a big deal. It's not to be made small. But in addition to that, there's something about people have a sense of I came here for something special. Was it to write a poem? Was it to be a good friend? Was it to host people in the house, to learn Torah and to teach something very particular? A million things it could be. But what the teaching up here is just to remind us that there is such a thing, and we're waiting for a revelation of that sort.
Rav Shlomo one time answered the question when somebody asked her, what is my purpose in life here? And he said, that which is difficult for you to do, that's why you were created, that's why you're in this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Over here, Shlomo is saying an interesting combination. He's saying, yes, really the highest thing is to know what your problem is. But the Torah that the Israelites are saying is that the problem is you first have to understand what's good about you. How you're so how intrinsically essentially connected to holiness. That's you just rooted. Right? Like it says that Adam eitz hasadeh. Right? The man is like the tree of the field. Like the tree has roots. Human beings have roots also. It's just an upside down tree. It's roots in heaven. Okay, looks like an upside down world. That's first of all. And then I can figure out what my problem is. If I don't have a root, I don't have any problems either. Because wherever the wind blows me, I go. So there's no problem. Right? So he says, okay, so because it says in a couple ways, basically saying is that's an important message for us also, is that before you give someone criticism, he says you see a person walking on all fours, he says, you don't say, why are you walking on all fours? Why, what are you doing? You first have to tell them, listen, do you know you're a human being? You can walk on 2 feet. And after you tell them that you should know that you're a human being, so you can say, why is it that you're walking on all fours? Like, what's bothering you? But first of all, like, be a human being. So here, the next thing he brings a story about this. He said a story about the Nitziv of Volozhin. Nitziv was Naftali Tzvi Yehuda Berlin. He was the Rosh Yeshiva of the Volozhin Yeshiva. It's the next chapter. Okay, the Volozhin Yeshiva was like the biggest yeshiva in its time in Lithuania. All future yeshivas sort of came from there. And he was Rosh Hashiva. And one day, he just in the middle of nowhere, he made a little party for his students. He said, "What's this about?" He said, "I'm celebrating this day because of what happened many, many years ago when I was a child." He says, "When I was a kid, I wasn't in school. So my parents decided to send me to a shoemaker or a tailor, one of the two, and to be an apprentice. Like at a young age, I started doing it. I stopped going to the cheder as an apprentice, and then one night I had a dream. And my dream was that I died, and I went up to heaven, and there was big piles of of books, big piles of books that were that angels were bringing. And he asked them, like, what are these books? So he says, these are the books that you could have written had you learned Torah. So he woke up and he was really shooken up by this. He was, wow, I could have written that. So he ran away from the tailor. He went to yeshiva and he became a very big scholar. He actually wrote, a lot of books that are still used today. So Shlomo was just telling the stories about, like, sometimes that's the problem. The problem is we don't know what we can be. We don't have a vision. It's actually something to exercise. It can be done sometime. It's like, what could I be? What could I be? Okay, well, let's read a couple more paragraphs over here. I'm still in page 75. He said like this. The night before the Leil Seder, Hashem Meir La'adam, God shows a person, Shiakir Sharsho, you should recognize his root. He lets him taste until what place above he reaches. What does it mean that we're talking about my root? If I want to say it in other words, you know what it means in other words? What does it mean? My root, this thing we're talking about, my soul has a root. Where do I touch the heart of God? That's what my root means. How is God thinking about me? How is God feeling about me? This is very deep. Imagine every morning, it was very clear to me. The Master of the world would say, Like imagine what that would be like. And I wake up in the morning, I know that Hashem is waiting for me to talk to him. That's a very, very intense realization. Imagine how that would feel. וכך אומר הזוהר הקדוש. הזוהר הקדוש says, ריבונו של עולם, master of the world, ממש מחכה לכל יהודי שיתפלל שחרית. God is actually waiting for every Jew to daven in the morning. אילו היית יודע את זה, if you really knew that, האם הייתי מתפלל? If I really knew that, האם הייתי מתפלל כך סתם? Would I pray just סתם? רק כדי לצאת חובה, just in order to do what I gotta do? לא הייתי יכול, נכון? I wouldn't be able to. I mean, it's sort of like something to imagine. We're so used to praying, just saying the words because we have to. And imagine God really wants to hear what you have to say. How that would change our experience. The way like it says in Rashi says that Hashem made our forefathers barren, right? Sarah and Rivka, because He wanted to hear their prayers. He wanted them to pray. So imagine how that would feel if we felt that way about ourselves. That Hashem wants to hear what we have to say. It's very powerful. אתם יודעים מדוע זה לא ברור לי? You know why this is not clear to me? מפני שאינני יודע המקום שלי בליבו של הקדוש ברוך הוא. I don't know my place in the heart of Hashem. And it's another way of saying this whole thing of shoresh. Meaning, how does Hashem feel about me? Does He remember? Does Hashem, take me seriously? That's really another way of saying this thing of being aware of my shoresh, aware of my root. And then I stop over here, but I'm just a little bit tired. I'm going to start up a little early. But he says really the same thing we have with people also, meaning in relation to people. Like, let's say we all of a sudden knew that my presence is super important to somebody else. It really makes their day. How that changed my relationship to them. It's also something to think about. We don't know. We don't know how important we are to Hashem. We don't know how important we are to people. So that's really one of the lights that we're trying to receive on Pesach, is to feel that. How important am I? Ultimately. So I hope we will be able to feel something of this.